Dr. Mike, what are those right conditions? How do I put my body in the right conditions? How do I become part of that 20% you were talking about earlier? How do I become invincible? You gotta be the Houdini of health. No. I came up with an acronym. You need to live clean. C stands for controlling your emotions and feelings. L stands for listen to the warning signs of your body. E stands for enough rest, sleep, and sunshine. A stands for active lifestyle, but no overstimulation and no overindulgences. And N finally stands for natural and clean air, water, and food. So let's briefly expand on those 5 principles of clean living. Controlling your emotions. Stress and negative emotions, they generate an abundance of toxins in our mind and our body. We need to learn to identify the situations that cause those negative emotions, and then we need to learn the skills to control those. Now, controlling your emotions is probably the most difficult of these 5 principles, but at the end, well worth it. In my book, I outline exactly how to do that and ultimately achieve inner peace. Because inner peace only begins the moment you choose not to allow another person or situation to control your emotions. Number 2, listen to the warning signs of your body. Our body tells us constantly what to do in every situation, if only we would listen. I'll illustrate this with a few examples. Let's say your body wants rest, so you will feel tired and fatigued. However, we will stay up and watch the last part of our movie, wouldn't we? Okay? Let's say you just had a meal and you aren't hungry, but the thought, the smell, the vision of yummy food crosses our senses. We indulge anyway, right? Even if we're not hungry. When we are sick, we don't have any appetite. Because the body doesn't want you to waste energy on digestion. It wants to use its energy to fight the pathogen, the virus, or the bacteria. However, we have been told to eat anyway to keep up strength. When we are in pain, our body is telling us to stop whatever we're doing to cause the pain, but most often we simply ignore those warning signs. In my book, I show you how to get back in tune with the warning signs of your body. E, enough rest, sleep, and sunshine. It's a no-brainer, but during rest and sleep, we recuperate, we renew, we replenish, we get ready for the next day. So lack of rest and sleep deprives you from energy. It lowers your immune system, and you will be sick. Okay? Sunlight, not sun heat, but sunlight is also vital to optimal health. It stimulates all biological processes, including some nutritional ones. It promotes the absorption or assimilation of calcium. It increases red blood cell count, oxygen carrying power, and it helps in the healing process, amongst many others. Sunlight basically stimulates circulation and oxygenation, which affects every single cell in a positive way. After all, man was made a nude animal. But wearing clothes and spending most of our time indoors has deprived us from sunlight and contributes to our poor health. Even our skin, our greatest organ, is impaired because of the lack of sunlight, especially in its function of elimination of toxins. Enough rest, sleep, sunshine. Next, active lifestyle. We all are aware that exercise is vital to optimal health, but this is not exercise. Okay? Exercise doesn't necessarily mean you need to play organized sports or go to the gym. Exercise can be walking the dog, taking your bicycle out, going for a swim, playing outdoor activities, taking a dancing lesson, because it's about movement. Because movement stimulates oxygenation and circulation, which, as I said before, affects every single cell in your body. Okay? But here's an important note. Exercise does not give us energy. It expends energy. Therefore, it needs to be compensated for with adequate rest, sleep, and nutrition. Because athletes, any athletes here? Athletes need to be aware. Because if you exercise more, you break down more tissue, right? And that tissue is toxic. So more toxins are floating around in your body. And those toxins need to be compensated for with extra antioxidants. Athletes often focus on their body physics, their motor, and often neglect the quantity and the quality of their fuel, which obviously is their nutrition. Okay? So that's exercise. But you need to avoid overstimulation. And especially these days it's hard because we got an overstimulation or too much input from radio, TV, smartphones, iPhones, gaming, and all that kind of stuff. It drains us from energy. And overindulgences, meaning too much food, too much drinking, too much partying, etc. The last one, natural and clean air, water, and food. We need to transform our bad habits into some good ones. We need to replace man-made synthetic foods with wholesome organic fruits and vegetables. We need to replace our coffee, our milk, our soda, and our fruit juices with natural alkaline water. We need to learn the basics about feeding, including the food combining model and the alkalizing model. And we need to find out how we can select the right supplements that will help us in obtaining optimal health. So the saying, "You are what you eat," is only partially right. We also need to incorporate the other 4 principles of clean living.